As many of us gather to celebrate the new year, the Kent County Health Department is working to educate people about norovirus and how to reduce your risk. News 8's Kyle Mitchell is in studio with advice from experts. Kyle.
Brittany, the best thing you can do to reduce your risk is properly wash your hands, especially if you're preparing food. It's an uninvited guest that shows up unexpectedly at some holiday meals.
Norovirus is a nasty illness with symptoms of diarrhea and vomiting, and it can be highly contagious and it can spread very quickly, especially during the holiday season.
Kathy Armstrong, the program supervisor of communicable disease with the Kent County Health Department, helps with monitoring the virus in the area.
In the last month, we've seen 2 outbreaks of norovirus within Kent County. In an outbreak, we typically consider 2 or more unrelated people with the same exposure and having similar symptoms.
The virus often spreads when people have contact with food, produce, or ingredients without properly washing their hands after using the bathroom. Armstrong says eating contaminated food is the most common way norovirus spreads.
When people get together and they're preparing and sharing foods, that can be one of the ways that you can transmit it from person to person.
Not to be confused with influenza or food poisoning, norovirus, often called the stomach flu, is very common.
It's actually the most common foodborne illness in the United States. About 50% of foodborne illnesses are considered being from norovirus.
They recommend using a bleach and water solution to disinfect countertops and contaminated surfaces.
Norovirus is very contagious. It only takes 9 or 10 virus particles to get someone sick once they're exposed to it, if they've ingested that. And so they can get sick with nausea, vomiting, and usually the symptoms occur 1 or 2 days after they're exposed, and they can last 2 or 3 days.
There's no direct treatment for norovirus, but doctors can provide supportive care, and the health department recommends contacting your doctor if you have complications or pre-existing conditions. For most people, time is what's needed to recover.
We tell people is to try and stay hydrated the best they can, and that can be drinking things like sports drinks and water, because when you're vomiting a lot, you can lose electrolytes in your body.
The health department says you can spread norovirus even after your symptoms are gone, so you should take precautions to keep others from getting it. Brittany?